Alright, so today we're going to be introducing my new car trailer and doing some mods to it because the rear end of it is a little bit too low for this driveway. So we gotta do a lift kit. It's a Dexter Torflex lift kit to raise it up about 3 inches. That way it doesn't scrape anymore when I back it up on the driveway. So a little about this thing. This is an ATC 18-foot car hauler. I bought this thing used, but it's about 2 years old. Previous owner had a Q5 on it. I'm using it for the E36. This is the premium model, so it has the rails on the side for the ramps. It's got 7-foot ramps. It's hidden up into a little cubby in the back, which I can't actually get to because the trailer's too low. And that's about it. He added a couple more D-rings all around for easier tie down, but otherwise it's a standard ATC 18-foot open car hauler, and it is the premium model. So we'll be time-lapsing the lift kit install. I might be taking off this fender to try and fit it up a little bit better because, as you can see, he hit something with it. At one point it got welded up, but it's not put on quite right, so I want to get that done. And that's the gist of it. Other things I've done to it, I've basically bought a Fort Knox lock. This is a great trailer coupler lock. The chains get wrapped up in there just fine, so nobody can steal it by taking the chains. And that's about it. So without further ado, let's get started with the time lapse. Alright, so got the trailer in the garage. Not that much room to work with, but I think it's doable. So here's a look at the lift kit I got. It's basically 4 riser blocks. These are steel, and it's an aluminum trailer, but Dexter doesn't make a steel version of these. Then it's a bunch of hardware and some instructions. It's pretty simple to do from the looks of it. What I have to do is basically unbolt it from here on both sides, let the axle drop down enough so I can slide the riser block in there, and then this axle just bolts onto the riser block and the riser block bolts onto the frame. So gotta do that to both axles and then we're good to go. From the looks of it, I might have to raise this thing even more, or I have to use both jacks to kind of get the axle balanced and spaced down, because I don't think my jack stands are low enough to get under this. A little more about the trailer. So this side looks to be original hubs and drums and everything like that. And the wheels and tires, they're dirty, but these are nice aluminum ones from ATC. 2018 date codes, so I believe they're original to the trailer. There is a little bit of a mark right here, so the guy definitely hit something here. And the aluminum fender is a little bit deformed, so I'm thinking about taking it off and hammering this thing flat, because if you can see, like, sticks and stones kind of get jammed up in here because there's a little bit big of a gap right here. So if I can get it to go the other way, I'd be very happy. Now going back to the driver's side of it, so I was told that one of the hubs were replaced because it got a little hot, and it looks to be this one right here, because this is a brand new drum, new studs, and the cap looks like somebody got some vice grips or something on them just to pull the cap off. I'm also missing a ATC center cap on this one wheel, so again, this is probably the wheel that got replaced. And then on the back axle, it's looking pretty normal. Anyways, nothing wrong with the driver's side of it, and there's my trailer. And going back to how I like the premium version, it's all LED lighting. It's really dirty back here, but it's all LED lighting, and this is the little cool storage locker, boom, for my ramps. So I got 2 ramps. They're 7-foot long ramps, so when you saw the E36 come off, I'm not going to expect an issue with the 3-inch rise and clearance. There's room for a 3rd ramp right here if you had like a trike or something, but that's not what I do, so not necessary. And the coolest part, it's gas assisted, so when I lift up like this and close it, it's easy as pie. Anyways, we're gonna probably go back to time lapse and finish up the rest of this job. Alright, so as you guys can see by the lack of daylight outside, this has taken me a couple more hours than expected. So I ran into 2 snags, and that required 2 trips. The first trip was I was using this adjustable wrench because I needed a 24mm wrench, but when I was putting the lift blocks back on, I realized I needed the box end wrench because clearance is a little bit tight. Second thing is that I realized I needed to get some butt connectors because while also dropping the axle, I realized that ATC ran the brake wiring through the frame and through the original axle, so I had to cut it to get the new axle dropped. So as you can see right here, this is the lift block. Clearance here is a little bit tight, so you need a box end wrench for everything. Then if we look over here, I guess through the back is the best way. On the ground again for you guys, but so you can see 2 holes right there and then 2 holes on the axle. So the brake wiring went through that second hole on both of them, so to get the axle dropped down you got to cut the wiring itself. So, and then I wanted to use nice fancy weatherproof butt connectors, the kind that have glue when you heat shrink them. So I got all that stuff done, and now it's pretty late and it's getting cold, but still got a truck on. The next thing I'm probably going to do is, I've never dug into the bearings on this thing, and as you can see, this one's new, so this one's probably greased up and lubricated, but all the other ones I haven't even touched before. So I want to pop the caps off, look at what grease is inside them, and see if I even need to repack anything. Once that's good, wheels go back on. I'm probably going to clean this once, and then back into storage mode it goes. Alrighty, so that's all of today's work. Not everything went as planned because I had a lot of trouble with this. If you looked in the time lapse, I spent a lot of time trying to get the drum slash hub off the spindle, and I think, so this one is the one that was replaced, and I think the grease seal is wrong because something is stuck on there and it's not stuck on the brake shoes. So I think the next time I'm going to try and tackle this, I'm going to get a hub puller and just kind of rip it out, but I'm also going to have a replacement bearing and seal just in case, so I can service this whole side in case there's something really funky going on. Otherwise, we got spacers on. With the wheels on there, you can see a lot more ground clearance. The thing with this is that the driveway is so angled right now that the rear tires are actually, they're free spinning because of the angle. Front ones are on. But there you go. Again, a lot more ground clearance nowadays. I think if I don't park on a level surface, I will have trouble getting the 3 Series on, even with the 7-foot ramps, because this is like a solid, like 2 feet off the ground now. But anyways, that's it for this first trailer video. Hope you guys enjoyed.